Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, The ACE Prospecting Strategy, with your coaches, Bill Crespo and Jackie Kravitz. Please note this webinar is being recorded and you'll automatically receive the webinar recording. If you have any questions for your coach, please type them into the questions box located in your webinar taskbar. Following the webinar, if you have any questions about today's coaching call or coaching program, please email us at fasttrack@kw.com. All right, that's all for me. Go ahead and take it away.
Okay, great. All right, guys, we have people on. Always people a little slow to jump on, but thanks for those that are on right now. Jackie, say hi, Jackie. You're on.
Hey, hi, everybody. Hey, Bill.
Great.
We're excited. We got a lot of great information for you guys today.
Perfect. And we're going to remind everybody, just so we can get everybody tuned up and ready to go, if you have questions, as Jasmine said, put into the question. Just for now, if you see the screen and hear my voice, can you just put yes in the question area so I can know that we're on? Yes. Thanks, Vince. Appreciate it, Allison. All right. Okay, good. So we're on. All right, so to remind you, just so you can stay connected to Jackie and myself, the Prospecting Locker Room is a closed Facebook page for people that are serious about lead generation and prospecting. If you haven't done that already, we have a good group started in there. So get on there and ask to be requested on our closed private group page called the Prospecting Locker Room. Check that out. We'll get you in there as soon as possible. We'll do all these announcements of different things. One of the announcements that we're going to be doing on that is, if you don't really know this, that we have that new group coaching program that's started already, and it's going to be fantastic because we've got great response. People are making some major changes in their business. Results are taking place. So it's going to be every Tuesday, so you'll know. It's Jackie and myself every Tuesday. Explain to them a little bit about it, Jackie. We'll talk more about it later, but just give them a little tip on how we're doing this.
Yeah, it's already started and it's ongoing, so you can jump in at any time. If you sign up today, you could be on the call with us tomorrow, and it is a 6-month commitment that you make. And Bill and I are going to be presenting material 1 week. We have, let's say, a topic we're presenting, and today we're going to show you some of the things that we talk about in Power Prospecting and give you let's say, a broad view of what this is all about. And then the following week, it's an accountability call with Q&A and following up on assignments that we've given you the week before when we presented the material. And it's interactive. It's on Zoom, so you get to see us, we get to see you, and you get to see the other participants. And there's a lot of interaction. So far, everyone in it is loving it, and Bill and I are really, really excited to bring this to you. Actually, Bill, Power Prospecting, we took the up out of there, just not to create confusion, because they won't find Power Up on the MAPS Coaching website. So it's Power Prospecting is the name of the program.
Yes, okay, someone's audio is not right. Yeah, you're supposed to be hearing someone. Everybody else can hear us, so I'm sure that we're okay. Thanks, Jackie. Yeah, we changed the name of it to Power Prospecting. Sorry about that. So let's get going, guys. I would have a piece of paper and pencil because we're going to be talking about things. Get yourself a yellow pad or something that you can write with, because we want to show you a couple things that are really important. And we want to let you know that this business is tough. We understand that, and sometimes we're getting past our own selves that is stopping us for not getting ahead in our business. And I know that it's usually us, you, me, whoever, Jackie, we're stopping ourselves from getting ourselves to that next level. And we completely understand that. So we want to help make a breakthrough for you. So one of the things is, what is getting in the way of you making these changes? And I don't want you to just take this lightly. When we ever do training and Jackie and I get together, we expect you guys to not take this on like a regular thing and all of a sudden, you don't change, you go back to So we want to make sure that you figure out what it is that's not getting you to where you want to go. And we know at times it's several different things. And Jackie, you may want to point out that the things that we talk about a lot, like what I just showed you here, that why people are not usually getting to where they want to go. Not sure if you can hear me. Okay, so she just got cut off, but let me go over that with you. She'll come back. The market tends to be this thing that always stops us, moves us back, whatever it may be. Whatever the market is, we have to deal with it. Right now you got all this kind of stuff going on around the world, and we always have these issues with the market. We want to make sure that you are so market proof that whatever the market is, what we're going to talk about today, you should be able to tackle that. Are you back on, Jackie?
Yeah, I'm on. Never mind. I was connecting to my Eddie and I lost it, so I'm back.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay, good. So let's talk about what people talk about. I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah, well, obviously, when we talk about scripts and dialogues and how to communicate powerfully with your prospects, with your clients, that's critical because in the end, in order for you to succeed in real estate at a high level, to sell a lot of houses and make a lot of money, you're in the business of communicating. And communicating, I guess I'll break it down. We're going to break it down for you. There are a lot of different aspects to it. In order to sell more homes and make more money, we have to learn how to communicate powerfully with people. It's not only what we say. Of course, the scripts are important. The skills that we have also in delivering those scripts are critical, right, Bill?
Yes, definitely. And the whole thing about not being consistent is killing us. We talk about the consistency that's so important. So lead generation plus lead follow-up, and you doing it every day at the same time, at the same, basically the same time based on your schedules. We should be doing this. And a lot of times the lack of consistency is killing us in this roller coaster that we're in income. And I love real estate. I hate real estate. I got money. I don't have money. You're procuring the deal, making sure all the stuff is right. And then all of a sudden you're sitting there because you weren't consistent, and this happens, Jackie.
Yeah, exactly. How often have you had the experience of not having enough leads that actually lead to listings? Because we know that when you have enough leads that are generating listings for you, the buyers are going to come from that. You have great listings to hold open houses. Buyers will come in just from the marketing of your listings. Here's the bottom line, Bill. And saying this in a little bit of a different way, we have to stretch, and we have to stretch in different ways. The lack of consistency of not doing enough lead generation and prospecting, we got to stretch in how many people are we speaking to every single day? Because I know, Bill, we always talk about is the front door of our business open, right? In order to have that breakthrough is, I know all of you would like to get paid on a regular basis. You don't want to get paid every once in a while. You don't want that roller coaster. Like Bill said, I love real estate. I hate real estate. I'm getting paid. I'm not getting paid. To have a breakthrough and have consistency, you're going to have to stretch, because if you keep doing the same thing, nothing will change. And you have to stretch in the consistency of your lead generation and the skills as well, to master your skills, to master the script. You're going to have to do things differently. And Bill and I are really clear that this power prospecting and the stuff we're sharing with you here today, it's not for it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or you've been in real estate for 10 years or 20 years. The point is that this is the grown-up program, right, Bill?
Yeah. We want to make sure that you understand that, listen, we've been in the business. We have a combined years in the business of 50 years, guys. And so we've seen the pitfalls. Now is the perfect time for you to capture yourself and move this thing to the next level now, because we're in this cycle. And this cycle means that the better the skilled person, they're going to succeed much quicker. So what we ended up doing is said, okay, we believe there's 3 principles that you've got to work on a regular basis. And I want to go over those with you, right? And we call it the ACE strategy. Each one of those letters stand for something, but we've got to be ACE prospectors. And again, guys, this is not just about the phone. This is not just about, a certain way. you've got to understand that your mouth is it. That's all you have in outbound calling. So if we can get everybody, Jackie, get a piece of paper out, and I want you to draw this triangle and take it from here. So if you can get a piece of paper out, draw it big enough, because Jackie's going to go over what those 3 areas that we've got to be working on regularly is. So write that down, draw the triangle, big deal, and Jackie will take it from there.
Yeah. So on the left side of your triangle, write down the word approach. That is critical, absolutely critical. So Bill, if you put the other ones up, your approach, the conversation. You're in the business of communicating. So how are you communicating? And is your conversation leading you to appointments, to the end result that you desire, which is set appointments, get in front of people, and get a signature on a contract? These are the 3 key areas, right, Bill?
Yeah, so it's your approach, conversation, and end results. Now, we also know that's your outer shell of what's happening, but in the middle, I want you to write these 3 words, because the research has proven that the consumer has to sense this from you in order for them to take you on as someone with authority and influence. Okay, so they need, number 1, and this is normal, but they need to feel that you're honest, that you're someone that they can feel comfortable working with, and they will sense this subconsciously. This is not something that actually go, hey, I'm an honest person, can't you see? And I see people do that. I go, that's not going to work, man. They have to sense this from you. They also have to sense that you can be trusted. Okay, you can be trusted. Someone asked me one time, goes, well, what's the difference between honesty and trust? Well, it's how you communicate this in your delivery of your presentation, where you're doing previews or whether you're prospecting door to door, whatever it may be. Honesty, trust, and expertise needs to be felt by the person in order for them to go, you know, I'm going to listen to what Jackie says, and I'm going to take what she's saying in as truth, or I'm going to really look into what she's saying. We've got to sound different than the competition, because it's really important, right, Jack?
Absolutely, 100%. I love those 3 words. So when you think about your approach, conversation, and results, the honest, trust, and the things Bill was just talking about, when you are lead generating or prospecting, what is the impression that the listener has by the way you're communicating and carrying yourself? We trust it's nothing like the picture you're seeing on the slide right now. You have to come across as someone who is honest, who they can trust. You have the expertise that they're looking for, because that makes a huge difference. And these are all learned skills, right, Bill?
Yeah, they're things that how you're using the words and what you're saying is really going to be this approach. So we want to, when we're talking to you and training you, it's going to be about your initial approach, because we typically know, and Jackie knows this, we've both been working with people for the longest time in lead generation, is that if we have a problem with a client down the road, it's usually because, or down in the relationship further down, if we have a problem, it's usually because the approach was not right, or maybe someone does not want to use you as an agent to list, or use you as a buyer's agent. Something happened in the initial approach. So today, I really want you to open your minds a little bit different. I want you to listen to what I want to share with you now. This is something that I read years ago in a book called U2, which is U squared. And it's about having quantum leaps. I know Gary talks a lot about quantum leaps in your business. This was done by some research, and here's what they said. That and a quantum leap obviously is a little change that takes this massive growth that goes on. So the things that worked for you in the past very likely could sooner or later lose their serviceability. And you know what? If I was you guys, I would take a picture of this and blow this sucker up in front of your head. So if you got a camera, I would take a shot of this real quick. It says, even your customary approach still holds a promise for maintaining your present level of performance and growth curve. It may not help much if you want to hit for higher achievement levels. Think about that. What you normally do to make more money in real estate may not help you. I want you to understand that. It may not help you because you're thinking, well, I may need to prospect more. Oh, I need to do this, and you're stressed out. It may not be what you need to have this massive growth. It's if you continue to rely on those old routines, maybe even leaning on them the most when your performance flattens out or sags, you create a trap for yourself, right? Because we default to this thing. There's a certain irony here. Your historical most dependable behaviors can become the major obstacles for future growth. It's possible for them to cripple your progress. They may stand as personal boundary lines that limit what you can accomplish with your life. For instance, guys, it may be that you may have to go to bed early and all of a sudden you're more refreshed and boom, your business flies. It may be that you have to read more. It doesn't always mean that you got to put more hours into lead generation. It doesn't mean that you stay up to 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. So there's a book that I would like for you to purchase and read because it helps you to understand how to change behavior. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time to get into it today because we teach a lot about this in our course. But the book is called Switch: How to Change Things When Change is Hard. And sometimes it's very difficult because we're so ingrained in an old behavior. So this book will help you get through it. And here's what we found out in the book is that just to give you an idea, that this thing about an elephant is what we're fighting. You are the elephant and the rider. So the logic is a small guy on top of the elephant, and the emotion of why you succeed or fail is the elephant. And they say that typically when you have a small elephant, meaning that you don't have strong enough desire, no matter what comes at you, to stay focused on your consistency, or you decide to all of a sudden implode because somebody said something wrong to you while you're prospecting, no lead generation happens. You have poor time management. If this is you, you got to read this book. Lack of steady income. You're more reactive than proactive. That's not good. So we want to teach you how to bring that elephant to the point that it's bigger than anything that comes your way. And that's going to be important. Jackie, tell them about this, because this next one seems to be the big issue sometimes with prospecting.
Yeah, I know it's coming, the squirrels, right? And I could speak for myself because eliminating distractions, this is not an easy thing, okay? And we all have them. We all are, to a certain level, a little bit ADD, right? With all the technology, you have your phone, you have your emails going on, there are files all over your desk, you have messages you need to return, and then our mind is always looking for something else that we could do, anything else that we could possibly do in order to avoid that one thing that we know is going to get us to where we want to go, which is focusing on lead generation, keeping that front door of your business open. Because imagine if you have a retail business. If the door is closed, customers are not coming in, so you're not going to make any sales and you're not going to make any money. And the front door of your real estate business is your lead generation. And lead generation meaning you're dialing out or you're door knocking, whatever you're doing, you're taking the initiative to contact people you know and people you don't know looking for business. And if you're not doing that, your business is closed. You're closed because guess what? Realistically, how many people will come knocking on your door or call you every year saying, without you making any outbound contact, okay? They'll just come to you and say, hey, Bill, I want to buy or sell real estate. Can you help me? I mean, realistically, if you don't initiate these lead generation calls or door knocking or contacts or however you choose to do it. And in Power Prospecting, Bill, we talked to them about a lot of different ways of doing it that are very effective. If you're not doing that, you're closed for business because you're going to end up like the average agent in the United States selling a handful of homes a year. And I know that's not why you joined this webinar today. You joined Bill and I today because you want to take your business to the next level, right, Bill?
Yeah, and you know what? We're talking to a certain group out there right now. There's a lot of people on this webinar, but there are people right now that I understand and go, gosh, I hope I can get something from this, or maybe they can help me. We want to help you. Now, here's what's interesting. There's a thing, and Jack and I didn't say this before, Jackie, but we we give ourselves such a hard time. Ourselves, we tell ourselves these stories that we are not good enough, or I'm afraid of this, or whatever. We got to get over that. That's what they call the imposter syndrome. The imposter syndrome is you believing the stories that your brain is saying. You could be. I just had a
Yeah.
call today with someone who said to me, I just did something I never did do, and I stopped believing what my head was telling me that was opposite of what I need to do, and it worked out. Let's
Yeah.
understand that the imposter syndrome, if you read up on it, you'll learn that a lot of people in real estate have the imposter syndrome, and we got to work on that. Typically, it's all about your approach in your business.
Mhm.
How do you approach your day? How do you approach a person initially when you first speak with them? Because what we're looking for, Jackie, obviously, is influence.
Yes.
And with influence, we're talking about these three things that have to happen in this whole world of approach. And you have to think of, you just don't go to somebody's house, or you don't make a call without thinking, I have to raise the level of influence in my tonality or in my body and my perception of the person, of what I'm delivering. My authority has to be there, and my expertise has to be shown to that person. The
Yeah.
mistake that we
And
make, we over rapport. You know how that goes, right, Jay?
yeah, I just wanted to mention something I said a minute ago, Bill, that everything we're presenting to you here today may sound like, wow, this is overwhelming. I got how do I influence someone, the authority? Maybe you're thinking, I'm new to real estate, or I've been doing this for so long and I haven't had success with certain areas of lead generation. And here's the great news about this. Everything that we're talking with you about today, these are learned skills. 23, 24 years ago when I got into real estate, Bill, and I'm sure you too, when you started over 30 years ago, Bill and I didn't know anything about selling. Zero, none whatsoever. And I didn't even have the personality that anybody who knew me at that point would say, oh yeah, I believe you could sell something to somebody. Completely opposite, quiet, introverted, very shy, never talk to strangers, socially awkward, all of it. And these are learned skills. So no matter where you're at, I want to say that because when you commit to mastering this stuff, not only your business is going to change, your life is going to change forever. Right, Bill?
Yeah, yeah. Someone says the audio is digitized and at times for both presenters. So if something happens like that, guys, just let us know. Before we go any further, if you need to get a hold of us, the best email, just so you'll know, is B as in boy, C as in cat, at the crespogroup.com, and that way questions can come to me. I'll forward it to Jackie, just so we have something that in case there's a problem and the audio was lost for some reason. And someone just say that the audio is lost. So let's go back. Can you hear me now? Back again. Okay, good. Thank you. Which really
Bill, I just think it's funny how you say B as in boy, C as in cat. How about B as in Bill and C as in Crespo?
I know. I don't have no
That's
idea.
funny.
That's something I
There you
always do.
go.
So look, guys. So watch. When we have a problem with our approach with people, it's usually we fear the approach, we fear the person, we fear the source that we're prospecting. We're concerned about the rejection that we're to get, that we may get, and we let that overwhelm us, and or we don't even know the words to use. So our job as coaches is to give you what you need to overcome these issues quickly. And as Jackie said, you could be day one in the business, or you could be in the business for 10 or 15 years. Sometimes you're carrying on the same issues year after year after year, and you're holding yourself from making more money in this industry. So we want to help you there. The next thing that I see, once you have that approach down, now we have the approach. The person sees you, they go, gosh, that lady she's a go-getter. She's very friendly and honest, and she seems like a real professional. Now we have to have the conversation. And those conversations, Jackie, will happen in several ways.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mentioned this earlier. There's so many ways of doing it, and in Power Prospecting, we're gonna cover every single one of them with you. Certainly in person, over the phone, electronic, emails, text messages, social media. There's so many different ways of doing it. The point is, you gotta get in. You gotta get into conversations with people because that's required. And by the way, with social media and text messages and emails, we've actually, Bill, made some adjustments in Bold recently where that will actually count as a contact if it's a two-way conversation. And we keep emphasizing every week that the single best return on your investment is an actual conversation, not a text message, not an email, not social media. Those can be part of how you communicate, and yet nothing is going to replace actual conversations over the phone or face to face.
Yeah, and usually when we have issues in our conversations, we're not taking the time we need. Sometimes we're very rushed in talking because we've got so much going on, and believe me, we understand that because you're always running late, and that seems to be synonymous with real estate people. You don't have a strategy. Maybe you don't have the strategy down on where am I taking this situation with this person, this objection that they've given me in this conversation. So we want to make sure that you're playing chess, not checkers, in your strategy. And that means that you may have to have 3 or 4 or 5 different questions or things that you're saying to set them up to go where you want to go. So there's a strategy there. And if you don't have a strategy, you're going to have not a very good conversation. Or again, you're intimidated. If you're an amiable person, very shy, like Jackie says, when she started off, she was kind of an introvert, and believe me, I know her now, she's definitely not. But anyway, so she
right.
started this thing, right? So if you're it's easy to be intimidated because you're an amiable, or maybe you're an S or an I, and you go, you've got to transform into that person who's powerful, and that again will take you out of the imposter syndrome and into this kind of heroic type of person. And this is all mental. We got to help you with that. And then a couple of tips that we'd like to give you in conversation. I'll let Jackie explain to you that if your conversations aren't strong over the phone, it's because of some of these situations here. Go ahead, Jack.
Yeah, that's right. Wow. Downswings. It's one of the most critical skills in that. And again, it's a learned skill. It takes awareness and practice. One of the most powerful things you can do when you use downswings, it gives you immediate automatic authority. You may not even be very confident about what it is you're saying. And when your tonality goes down, it sounds like you know what you're talking about. And Bill and I exemplify that with you all the time because we've trained ourselves, we've learned, we've mastered this skill. Because if I'm saying to you, when you speak with upswings, it makes them question that they should trust you. It questions your confidence, your authority, the whole thing. So this is a critical point. Accent, being able to match the accent, the inflection, so that you create immediate rapport with people. Bottom line is, people feel comfortable when they talk to someone that sounds like them. And we again, these are all learned skills. We're going to go over them with you. Super energy over the phone. I don't know what it is about the phone where you may think that you sound very high energy, and when you listen to the recording, the phone, and I think, Bill, it is because over the phone they don't see your body language, your facial expressions. So the phone takes away your energy, which means you got to blow it out of proportion. And you got to speak louder. Again, it has to do with how they hear you over the phone. These are all critical skills, and you got to work to master them.
Yeah. And it has a lot of it is the microphone on the cell phone. And I think that you, as Jackie said, there was someone I heard on television just the other day. We're talking about how, a friend of mine who's a singer says that singers at times cannot understand where they're on pitch because they're only listening inside their head. And so there's a way that your ears start to adjust to it to make you believe you're in pitch. So the same thing
Oh
actually
yeah.
happens with listening to your own self. So you've got to understand that the microphone and the cell phones all have this distortion of what you think it sounds like. So you know, like if we got on this thing today and we go, you know, Jackie and I are really excited. We're going to talk to you about an exciting new program, and we're going to help you get better. You got to go, what the heck just happened here, man? This is like, and I'm thinking, I'm like over the top excited. You got to be kidding me. You're going to go click. We're going to see everybody get off the daggone phone with us. So it's important that we're doing, like if I went home like talking like this, my wife would lock the door and I can't get it because she goes, okay, turn it down now. You're not coaching and you're not speaking. Okay, great. So we're not talking about doing this all day, but when it's showtime, guys, you've got to make sure that you're ready for showtime, and you cannot be the same mom, the same dad, or the brother, sister,
Yeah.
whatever, when you leave your house and think you're going to have prospecting working for you. It's just not going to work. So you've got to understand, using scripts effectively means you almost have to be an actor to a certain degree, right? You're going to have to change who you
Yeah.
are. Jackie, don't you agree that you got to transform? Like Jackie and I, we're on
Absolutely.
stage,
Yeah.
we're not the same people you talk to on the side, because it should, you know, some guy after we spoke at the was it family reunion, the guy goes, gosh, you're not the same guy that was up there. Just of course, I'm
Right.
not the same guy. This is showtime. So, you
That's
know, it's
right.
interesting. So tell them about this right here.
Oh yeah. Your voice is your picture. I love this picture because just from looking at this guy, you could imagine what he sounds like, right? And when you're over the phone and even in person, your voice tells a story, and how you sound makes a huge difference on everything that we talked about. Your energy, whether or not they feel like you're an expert, whether they feel like you're somebody they can trust, whether they believe you're honest or not. Our voice is everything. We're in the business of communicating. Yes, body language is critical, and at the same time, the audio has to match the video, and your voice is critical, and how the scripts are delivered, what you're saying and how you say it makes a huge difference in how they respond to you. Bill?
Yeah, just want to make sure, we just had another comment that they could not hear. So can someone say, yes, you can hear me? I just got to, we have to check in. Okay, good. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, Jackie, but sometimes they're saying that the sound goes in and out. But listen, as Jackie said, the voice, your voice is the picture. And one other tip I want to give you today, if you have a lead right now, guys, if you have a lead that says, I'm thinking about listing, I'm thinking about working, buying a house, and they live in your market and you haven't gone to see them face to face, don't believe that no one knows about this lead. Okay, so part of what we're going to teach is how to be dynamic over the phone, and then how to follow up with this lead, because so many times we have this lead and we think, okay, we made the call, everything's fine. Yeah, we're going to be looking to list in about 30 days. Okay, fantastic. And then you call them up, they listed already because you haven't gone face to face. You've got to be super more aggressive on the phone. And what we have designed in this class, and what we want to help you with, is simple worksheets that will give you the opportunity to know the things you've got to do on the call. And one of the things that we work on is what we call a prospect conversion or conversation track. So that when you're on the phone, you've got this piece of paper in front of you, you go, okay, did I check the status of this person? Are they still motivated? When are they looking to do something? What is the real reason? What's the pain? What's the motivation behind it? And what is the ideal situation? And we talk about the paintbrush theory, where we give the paintbrush to the client or the prospect and say, paint us the picture of what you want. So many times we talk way too much. Then we've got to classify whether or not they're A, B, and C. Are they going to do something in less than 30 days, 31 and 90? Guys, you may want to take a picture of this also, or 91 to 120. So it's a working sheet to help you. And then we'll get down into, is this person a driver personality, to remind you, what do I have in front of me? What do I have to be alert about when I talk to them again? And did I demonstrate any knowledge of the marketplace? Did I sound confident? Do I have authority in my voice? Was I empathetic to their situation? And then in the persuasion aspect of the conversation, there are elements there that we have to talk about. All of this, as Jackie said, which I think was a very good point, this is a learned thing. You don't have to be the
Yeah.
superstar guy right off the bat. And so we understand that you're a certain personality and you don't work well with certain personality, but it's very important that you understand this, right, Jack?
Absolutely, 100%. Because in the end, this is all about communication and who you are. It's great to understand what your personality style is. And at the same time, we have to be able to adapt to other people, because otherwise we're only going to be able to do business with people that are exactly like ours, and they're not easy to exactly like us. They're not easy to find. So being able to adapt and be versatile, critical.
Yeah, I want to answer the question. The question was, is this over the period of times that you are, it says over the times you have talked to them? Yes, yes. So, we're talking about taking this to the pro level, guys. We want the consumer to look at you and go, oh my gosh, there's that agent with that company, and look at this person, completely 100% different. They sound more authoritative. They are more of a consultative approach to their business versus a salesy approach. I know that some people are complaining about that. Hey, I don't want to sound salesy or pushy. That's what we want to help you to get away from, so that through
Right.
your conversations with people, you understand what we call the verbal and nonverbal clues or cues that they give you, so that you understand that. One of the things that I think is very, very important, if you haven't done this before, I know that there's various types of personality styles, but you've got to understand what yours is. So you can go and get one through the Abelson group or whoever you're going through to look at DISC, but you're going to be something, and you've got to know you first, so you know how to address the people that you have difficulty with. I know that if you're amiable, the drivers freak you out, right? They're so mean. Or what's another one? The expressives. If you're an analytical and you're talking to an expressive person, you're going, this lady is nuts. She's talking too much, and it's like freaking you out. Or let's say that you're a driver and you're talking to an amiable person. You've got to understand that you've got to lower down the impact, because you're scaring the amiable person. So there's things that you have to learn that we want to give you at a higher level, so that you can be a pro and be an ace prospector. Because without being an ace prospector, I can tell you right now, in this market, the way it's going, and the fact that you've got corporate competition coming in from these companies. And I want to address something real quick. I forgot to tell Jackie I was going to say. We are losing business to big companies only because we haven't done a good job of letting them see us as the highest level consultant that they can hire in real estate. So these companies that are coming in and taking our business away, saying that, hey, no, just call this corporation, this 800 number, and we will list your house for X, or we'll get you whatever. It's because we haven't done a great job of showing the differences in who we are personally. And so
Right.
what
Yeah.
we
The
need to do,
industry as a whole, right, Bill, is not.
yes,
Yeah. Exactly.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. The industry has not. So this is why we have so much difficulty in having to promote ourselves in conversation or seeing ourselves. We haven't separated ourselves. So the consumer goes, well, gosh, I haven't found anybody worth working with. It's different. So the most important thing here, that you understand that even in the approach and the conversation, there is an end result, right, Jackie? There is an end result.
Absolutely. In the end, every lead generation call, prospecting call that goes to set an appointment, go in, get a signed contract, and sell a property and get paid. That's the end result we're looking for. And the approach and conversation are and of course, the inside of that triangle too that Bill talked about earlier. It's what's going to get you to the end result you're looking for.
And if you have a challenge with setting that appointment, getting the signature, or at least getting the next step, usually it's because you don't have a plan, or sometimes you over rapport. Like all of a sudden you over rapport so much because you think, well, look, I'm a little nervous if I can be their friend. Well, that's great. Have you ever had a great relationship with someone as you were prospecting or a lead, and all of a sudden they did something with someone else? It might have
Oh
been they
yeah.
saw you as just a friend and not the consultant, and you didn't sometimes understand how to handle these objections. And what I thought, Jackie, was really interesting, the statistics show.
Mm-hmm. 92% of your competition is gone if you continue to close after 5 no's. Absolutely. I love this thought. And we know, right, Bill, that most real estate agents, and mindset is everything too. When you get on a call and you're expecting that they're going to give you an objection, they say, oh no, I don't want to do anything right now. Call me in a couple of weeks. And you say, oh, okay, I'll follow up with you. So you ask for the appointment once or the signature once, and or maybe even twice, 3 times, understanding that after 5 no's, your chances of getting a yes go up dramatically. You watch. I love this saying, Bill, and you've heard it before. The only no that counts is the last one before you quit. Because in the end, we teach you how to handle objections, how to overcome the objections, so you don't take no for an answer when a yes is still possible.
Right.
And believe me, until that call is over, a yes is possible. And remember, Bill, when we used to play the hang up game?
Yeah.
The call's not over until they hang up on us, because until then, a yes is possible.
Yes. Yeah. And I want to address a question that somebody had. The approach, the conversation, and the end results could all that ACE triangle process or strategy. Yes, it happens on one. All that can happen on one call, because there is an initial approach. There's going to be a conversation. You may be calling to do a preview. You may be calling to close for the appointment. You may be calling because you now have to talk to them about a price reduction. All of that encompasses one conversation with these 3 elements in it. And so it's important for you to separate yourself the competition that's out there, to understand this as being someone that's more consultative versus salesy. And so when you separate yourself like that, you start getting referrals. People go, wow, I really like this. And you know what? It feels more comfortable in this approach, because you're just you don't have to be worried about being salesy, because you come across with high influence and high authority with people. So the question I have to you, and I want you to type this in, if you master this, which I believe you do, you can, if you just study it, either work with us or study this, think about this. How much can your business grow if you started to take a different approach to the business with a different mindset? Just type in for us so we can see it. How much could your business grow based on what we just said? Just give me some ideas of what you're thinking, because I want to make sure that we're tapping in to the right people. Go ahead, type it in. Waiting. Okay. What do you think?
Double, triple, quadruple within a very short period of time too.
Yeah.
Vince said triple. Joanne said 100%. April 100%. Rebecca 60%. Yeah, 5 times. Absolutely. All of you know, whether you're typing in or not, Jane said 100%. You could double your business very quickly by committing to actually mastering all this stuff we're talking about. And you know, I always think about this, Bill. Watch. You choose real estate as your career. You're doing it full time. Why settle for being mediocre or average? What is the point of that when you could be the best at it, one of the best for yourself and for your clients, for your family, for your bank account? Bill?
Yeah, we are committed, guys. We're no doubt committed to this thing. And we want to give you something that you can grasp onto and make the changes. We get excited when we see people taking this approach. And there's many other things we want to add. Again, we want to share what we're doing. And it doesn't make sense for some of you people, because maybe I don't want to grow that fast, or maybe I don't want to grow, I don't know. But we are doing all we can. I want you to understand that we have several programs designed just to do all of this for your business. So we want you to get plugged in. We just said, join off. If the least thing you could do, join the Facebook group, which is the prospecting locker room. Just get on that as the minimum thing to do. The next thing that I would recommend, again, it's called power prospecting, not power up prospecting. I got excited there. We're every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. You're with Jackie or myself every week going over this and we're delivering it.
For 1 hour, Bill. For 1 hour.
1 hour. For 6 months together, guys. And we've got it down to a point right now that it's a very, very affordable thing. Or if you guys want to get 1 month free, you're paying $9.95. So I know this is a sales portion of the job. We just want to give this information. If you don't want to do it, we're okay with that. But the next thing that's happening, which is really cool, is that we want anybody who's near Texas in driving distance or has the guts to get on a plane and visit Jackie and myself. We're going to be doing the live prospecting class, which we call Prospecting Live in Austin, June 10th and 11th. If you want to join us, we end up working with you for 2 days, hand in hand. Jackie and I have been doing this for years. Briefly describe.
Yeah, I'm so excited. And by the way, Bill, just so they know, this is inside KWRI. It's inside Keller Williams International for 2 days in Austin for $299. Watch, you're gonna make so much money by being with us those 2 days. You're not gonna make money when you leave. You're gonna set appointments and create income while you're there. That's the exciting part, right, Bill?
Yeah, so go online, check it out. You can go into the map site. If you have any problems on finding out information, you can go into the Facebook page and try to get a hold of us there and ask the question. Or just, as I said, the email address
Send an email.
C as in Crespo at the Crespo, CRESPO group.com. And then if it's a question for Jackie, I'll send it out to her. So I want you to do this. I want you to get on. There are certain people right now that I know are going to do that because this is what they need. So stop for just a second. Here's what I want you to ask yourself. What has been helpful for you today? Just write it down. Just let us know. We want to know that we're impacting you. We don't want to just do this and, okay, that was great, and we can just go off into our merry way. What wasn't helpful for you today? Type that down so we can both see it. What is it? What was helpful for you today? I mean, we only had an hour together, or less than an hour, so there's not a lot we can cover that we would like to jump into. But just for today, type in what was helpful. Jackie, I don't know if you can read it. I'm looking right now.
Sharing your mindset, Vince said. Thank you. Yeah, it all starts with your mindset, your expectations, your beliefs. Katinka said, repeating what we already should know, but don't apply. Thank you. Wow. Yeah, we all need reminders, believe me. Seth said the outline of the prospecting and understanding mindset. Awesome. Debbie said, what is getting in the way of you making changes? Oh, yeah, there's a lot getting in the way. We get in the way, right? April said the visual triangle was helpful. Rebecca, stop letting old habits get in the way. Raisa, discussion of tonality and energy. Showtime. Yeah, that's right, girl. Seems like a lot of stuff, Bill. So exciting.
Yeah. So guys, listen, thank you for your time today. Jackie and I are serious about this. We are, I believe, and maybe I'm a little biased, but I think we're the best in this country to help you get over the hump and get these deals and get these appointments now and not later. So please stay in contact with us. If you see us anywhere, we always say give us a high five and let us know that you've heard us before, seen us. We're excited about it. So jump in. I hope this class helped. Jackie, thanks so
Bill,
much.
One last quick thing. Someone had typed up earlier, can we listen to this webinar again? Yes, you will be receiving a link to the recording as well as a link to the registration for the program that Bill and I do. If you're interested in joining us in Austin, just go to mapscoaching.com. On the upper left-hand corner of the screen, click on events, and you'll see Power Prospecting Live. You could sign up right there. And any questions, again, B as in Bill, C as in Crespo at thecrespogroup.com. Bill, thank you again on behalf of both of us, right, Bill? It's great having all of you today.
Thanks. We'll turn you into ace prospectors. Don't worry about it. Talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody.